I'm pretty sure we all had the same situation sometime in our life where um, there's a person in front of us and we're waiting on a line and they're pulling out their dollars and pennies and taking forever to pay for the smallest item. And, we're impatient and we're like, damn, why are they taking forever? Like, do they have to, like, do all the pennies? Like, do they have to count every single penny? And selfishly, we say that to ourselves, but, I never want to be that person. I never want to be that person who kind of holds up the line and everyone's kind of, nodding their head to try to get a glimpse of who's holding up the line. So I always, if I have, if I have a bigger bill, I'll always just pay for it with the bigger bill. And, or I try to have the exact change in my hand before I pay for it. But my boyfriend, he works at a bank, and he was telling me that 20s, he sees $20 bills a lot, and he sees $100 bills a little bit more. And I was like, well, yeah, that's because there's people like me who are really lazy, so the $20, it just circulates more, you know what I'm saying? And hundreds too, I guess. But he was telling me that there are people, they go to the bank and they make a deposit of just $20, and they put it into a savings account or whatever it is, and lo and behold, that person just happens to be like a millionaire. And I'm like, damn, like, why don't I save my money like that? And he put in like a $20, and then he took out like 55 cents out of his pocket, and he also put it in his account. And I'm like, that just makes so much sense. So much sense. I should just be more careful and more, just aware that it's money, and if it's saved, instead of just being in my pocket, instead of just, saying, oh, well, it's just $1, oh, it's just a cent, it's not really a lot. If I did save it, as kindergarten as it sounds, I would probably have a pretty big pocket right now. Um, so I'm just inspired to like save my pennies. Maybe you'll get me somewhere. And I was actually a part of US First. It's a pretty big organization, and my mentors, they were actually millionaires as well. And we wanted to put what was it? We were building a robot, and we wanted the bottom of the robot to have more grip. So we were looking for something called shoe glue, and pretty much you put it on the bottom of your shoe to kind of repair it. And we were looking all over downtown Brooklyn for that, and finally we found it. And they were like, they just told me people pay like $150 for a pair of shoes, and we can't find one spot to repair that shoe that costs so much money. And I'm like, you know what? That is so right. So it just makes so much sense. It's kindergarten, but it just makes so much sense. And honestly, the difference between that you could physically see amongst rich people and poor people is that rich people don't really care how they dress. If they're not going to a meeting or something like really important, they practically dress in rags. And I always questioned, I was like, why do their kids always wear the same thing? Like, they look like they're so poor. But it's not how much money you make, it's what you do with that money. And that's pretty much the lesson learned. And it's how you spend it and what you invest it in. So invest it in something that's going to help you, and something that's going to produce more money in the long run. And um, one of my mentors, he told me that take $1,000 and just try to play with stocks. And I'm like, I'm not rich enough to like just play with stocks and try to learn stocks. I'm just not rich enough to afford to lose, that much money. Did I say 1,000,000? I meant 1,000. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, just 1,000. Um, but yeah, it is really at the end of the day, it's what you do with your money, and that is gonna make all the difference. And I'm gonna try to save my pennies and try to save everything that I can. It is hard because I have responsibilities, but hopefully, maybe y'all can make a video in the next 10 years and say it worked out. So wish me luck, guys.